Well, not very likable. See here. Yep, I can go out the back. Good, good, good. Here's some fun. Hmm. Hmm. What? They up to. They're cheap. Very cheap. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Huh. Wow. Cheap, cheap, cheap. It's so pointless. Very sad and boring considering we got put into a throw war. Can't I just give up in peace? Oh. Busy. You got out. Good. You go out. I'll stay here. I got out. I got out when somebody was away from their keyboard. Oh, perfect. Okay, now you just need to get some rifles thing. Hmm. Good, good, good. Hey, I was keeping them busy. Just chain attack those fuckers. Oh god. Their healths were melting. It was beautiful. It's still going on. Oh god, it was beautiful. Hmm. Rally point B! Ranged AoE. Ah! Hmm. Damn shits owe me money. E. Hello there. For today, we have log number, I don't know anymore, but 1 for whatever I care against the LLC group. I'll suffer. Why, hello there, welcome. I'll suffer oh so very greatly. People say musket builds aren't good. I'm gonna cause more chaos. Prove them wrong. Why? Because chaos will always make it oh so very beautiful. If you don't have enough chaos, why hello there, Northbeard, welcome. You don't have enough chaos. You need to cause more. The amount of times I haven't gotten paid and I've joined their warriors, oh boy. I've lost count. But you know what else I've lost count of? Patience. Patience is what else I've lost count of. And you know where patience goes? When you don't get paid for your service. You know where patience goes? Where you don't get paid for your unacknowledged, no warning that they're gonna all dip out. None of that. And then they just dip out and don't say anything. And then you're there with only 2 other people. You're all getting spawn camped and killed for a good 15 minutes to 20. And then you finally manage to escape and then gather point A, and then you go over to gather point C, and then the other team is all going on the flipping chaotic ash run, and they're all just training and just standing on that one spot, that one capture point, the B, the one little letter B, that one flag. And what do? You just don't want to leave that thing in a cage. You don't want to leave what happens there. You don't want to see it when it goes to heck, because I'm telling you, there's one thing that's gonna go to heck, and it isn't gonna be me. And if it is, they're gonna kick me right out. Why? Because they don't want to keep me there. And there's one good reason for that, my friends. One good reason indeed. They won't last long enough to see it happen. Because unlike people who say that, you can't actually get good with a musket. It takes skill, I tell you, and I practice my marksmanship in game. I'll go over to those PvP areas and I directly practice them. And I will practice them. You can kill me and I'll come back stronger. You know how many times I've died when exploring? I mean, Christ, I even did the main story at level 46 when it was level 7 main story quest. That's how sidetracked I got from exploring the level 7 story quest, the main story quests, at level 46. I then proceeded to get to level 60 at the level 58 story quest. I am crazy. I don't pay attention to my stuff I'm doing. I will wander, and when I wander, it won't be in your best interest, it'll be mine. And oh boy, do the people I have in my guild have I been theory crafting a heck of a lot of stuff for them. Oh boy, indeed. They won't really last long, will they, then? I mean, if they did, but, well, doesn't mean I won't come back again. The amount of times I've been killed in a fort, the amount of times I've been killed over there, the amount of times that I will never, ever give in. They will never, ever surrender, for they'll never live to see a day where they will betray somebody else like me. They will not live long enough, will they? See? It's the same as my IGN. Indeed, you are. You will never know where you'll see the world will disappear. Do you have any plans to. I do also stream every day. If you haven't noticed, well, you know now, but still. Will they really ever know when they will seize the throne? For I've only got one word left to say. There isn't much time for them left to pay. Oh look, there's one of them flippers. No, I will. You won't tell me no. You are not gonna stop me. Good try. You're a settler, not a higher up who'd lied to my side. You think you can try to send a rook upon that will send you on a spool-written book. You think you can send me your pawn to settle the situation, but unless they have the cash, which, well, I doubt they would have any situations. If they really did, do you not have any plans, you see? You'll see you won't last much longer, and no, I won't. Even if you kill me, I'll come back from my grave and will wait till I see every ounce of gold paid to me, and if it won't see the interest, I'll be damned. You'll see the interest, see it true. You can try and stop me, but you'll best do to give me your dues, or else you'll see you won't really hope to see. Much more will be unwound. Will you see anything found when you see your place in ruin? Do you have any plans? Do you have any plans at all for what I will whip up in my mind? It's called lack of pay, poverty, and everything else in between. That's what it is, and that's what you will. You won't stop me, no they will. You can try, and they can hear you. I can hear you, and they will too. You can try and stop me, but I still will not stop until I get pay, whether that's literally join another faction and cause more torment for you. I shall do that anyways. It's quite simple, really. There's no harm in doing so, especially when there's only profit to come from doing so. I mean, I did join Marauders right from the get-go, but did I really see much? Oh, and not good though. What is it here? I wonder, because I still have this to hear. Yeah, good try, though. Even if you did, it doesn't cover much of the pain in... And I mean, at least I got the war spoils. Oh, look at that, a war rapier and a war master cloth coat and a war master leather gloves. At least I got stuff. You okay? And what are you here for, then? Well, I mean, I love music, but still, I've already got that page. I mean, I have music at level 200. I'm already on the second bar, but that's not even important. And what do you have? Because I don't think it will last enough to cover that, considering it was a 10k raffle that they said they'd give up. The 3. Wow, milk and nuts. Too bad there is no butter to mix in with that, because, oh, and I don't use those. So I'd end up scrapping it. Pointless, so maybe don't see why you'll give me that. And then there's more, and I don't get what's going here. I don't think you'll understand. I'm not one who stands for people who are mistreated, soldiers abandoned. You're giving me more nuts and milk, I don't get it. Are you empty-handed? It sure seems you don't have much to offer, let alone your word, and let alone it proper. You don't have much truth in what you say. I'll keep in mind. I hope you will today. For there shall be soon a time when you no longer have any hope to pay back what you've owed, because it will be too much. Because technically speaking, it's 30k you owe to 3, not 30k to me, but 10 to me. Because here's the thing about a raffle. If it's a raffle and 3 people win that amount, yet there's only 3 people there, there's just one slight thing that's guaranteed to be split between. And why would that be when you don't get much, especially when Dre didn't try?
Dude, just start singing to us again.
And why is that? I love how much chaos will be done. Luckily, I already have a build set up to do. Because that's the true irony. I already have plans for making builds of Doom. Oh, and that was my other stream I was doing. Yes, I was live streaming that. Where is my scene? Okay, there. Didn't realize that was a shortcut. Yes, I was live streaming Chainsaw Man. It was fun. I didn't put it to VOD, but it was fun.
Sing to me now.
You say you understand, but do you truly? When you have not enough, whenever everything you buy puts you back at 40 gold. Because that's what happens every single time. Every single time, it will always put me down to 40 gold. Like, why did I get this? I don't even know where from. Okay, wow. Well, thank you. You know what I have to give you? 1 second, good sir. Follow me, Mr. Bark from Heels. Let's see here. Okay, you can have this, you can have these, you can also have this, you can also have this, because why not? Okay, here you go. Enjoy. Have fun. Have a nice day. If I calculate that right, that's more than double, if not triple, what you gave me, so you're welcome. Don't worry about it. And that's how you do good payment. Well, that's a bit of a struggle, ain't it? There's a reason me exploring has found a lot of stuff. It's mainly because that's all I've really done. For example, all of this, we can scroll further. I don't have much to sell, because I never sell any of it. I mean, over here, there's even all of this. Then over here, there's more of it. Here as well, there's plenty of that. I mean, I had to move half of it over to there. Got Reekwater, which was empty, Monarch's Bluff, which follows. First Light as well, and then you've got Everfall, where I keep all my named items, which I've now added more to. My gear there, and then these are others. Stuff that I don't need. The Timeless Cap Shard, Timeless Earring. Got more too. Not that it has any bearing. I mean, I've got these furniture, I'm never gonna use them. Why? I just have no flipping use for them. And if I did, why would I use them? Because I can't even craft stuff like that, yet alone use them. And the stuff that is gear score 600, well, I can craft, it binds to the person who crafts it, so I need those resources, which I can't afford. Let alone all the stuff I need to farm. For the people who are still here, you can enjoy a little sneak peek of what I've got in store. For chaos, for murder, for annihilation. What else is used for when you have a plan of detonation? It's quite simple because all you truly need is some kind of musket build that has been unseen. The ones that are forgotten, those that have been unfulfilled. Come back twice as bad and they're quite more nasty than before. Let's see. I had failed to rhyme that, but oh well, I wasn't trying to since the beginning. Now let's see here. Good. Then when we go to here, technically only at that score then, but if I set them all up to there, you'll see that, well, if I were to quickly explain these numbers around, first off being that the plus 25 from that on a full hit, then you've got the 14.5 from that, you've also got the empowering shooter stance, which can stack up to 4, so when you get to the 5th shot on this shooter stance, you then get a total of 60 roughly, so 60.4 plus the 14.5, so that's 70.49, okay, good. And then you can go further where it's a 15% additional, that chain lightning, but separate really. The ignite brash, so plus that, so you're at 75.9, and then you've got that, which adds another that, so now you're at 100.9. Then you also go over to the abilities. Now, when you look at your abilities, do you know what I mean? It causes absolute despair. Why? Oh, it's quite simple. I like long-ranged muskets. A bit too much. You could call me a fanatic. You could also call me some madman. And guess what? You're right on both fronts. But do you know what the worst kind of madman is? The one who's so mad they can put a line of thinking in a straight line and go to a goal. Because they're unpredictable. But they're able to predict most. When it comes to strategy, yeah, they're going to have a hard time on doing it. And on a server where there's very much of a lack of any type of communication, it's quite simple other than the good old fact of, will they live or will they not? Well, we've already got 100.9% increase on a regular headshot from the weapon alone. So now let's go look at the skills, okay? Okay, here, for 5, okay, so we're at 110. Fine, we're gonna ignore this whole thing, because that's the power trip. We have to ignore that. So we're at, okay, 110, okay, cool. Oh. Back 6 times. Wait a six, oh wait, that times 2, oh, that's 5. Oh my god, it's another 15. 125, oh my gosh. Okay, oh, plus another, okay, so now we're at 140. Okay. Oh. So we're also now at 165. Okay, I see. Oh, and now it doesn't worry about fall off. I see. Wait, did I just say 165% damage increase? Because we're not done. Because now if we add the power shot to it, we can add 165 plus that. Which really is your damage increased by 50%. So it's really not 150. The best way to actually do that mathematically is at a good old 210. 210 your weapon damage with just the initial power shot perk. But you can carry that further. You gain in power by having an instant power shot reload. That means you can add that on to every shot is going to be 220. And it's, since I'm always aiming for the first hit, first kill, 230. Refreshes the cooldown even further. And then we over here. Armor penetration, doesn't matter who you are. Plus 10. That's just giving me a slight movement speed buff. That's only one of the muskets. Well, one of them. Strictly speaking as well, though, it isn't even my ideal musket. Though, of course, this is the other one that fits alongside it. Where you have that and that, but the one that I have reserved for ideally is also one which is stupidly hard to get, because it requires farming. But when I do, it isn't gonna be good for them. Because I swear they're gonna be saying, screw you. Oh, what do you think? Yes, 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 yes. Need I say more? And while this one I have, which dropped anyways, it isn't even close to the correct one. Where is it? It's the Osiris one. If I'm correct, it drops from the Supernal Scorpion one. Not Lee's musket, no. Should definitely be here. The question is where. There's the Queen's Rifle Obsidian shot. Lightning, yada yada yada. Also, when did this one get added? I don't remember it being added. Where is it, though? Nope. I mean, there's just the Madman's Headhunter. There's the Wide Eye, but not the one I was looking for. No. Here's the Elder God one, but again, not the one I'm looking for. Thunder's... Oh, there we go. Good old Orion Shame. Here he is. So if you were to look at my armor right now... Yeah, so I'd be... Basically, if we do that, you'll get a good idea. Overkill? Nah. So here's a good question. Yeah, glass cannon. Sure. Do I care? No, why don't I care? It's quite simple. You wanna know why it's simple? It's because I don't care if you kill me, I'll just come back. That's the whole point. Kill me all you want, and I'll return. And I'll return. And I'll return. There's a reason why you shouldn't try me. And I've got very good auditory senses as well as visual acuity to the point I can notice several enemies way ahead of other people. And the fact that I am quite used to using a musket, but I also practice with it daily, only adds all the more suffering for them. So why would I give them a break? Because once I get everything I need, which we're not even done yet, well, this build was worked on for quite some time, and 90% of it does require farming, it also doesn't. But at the same time, some of it can be crafted. But the main thing here is, if I have this one, which is what I planned to get without any chance of ever not getting, followed by this. Let's put it this way. You know good old mortal empowerment? That's something that made me remember that I should have put it here, and I forget why I didn't. And the reason being, what's the best way for a one-shot thing to one-shot them further? See, look. That's why I was screwed. I wanted to join the other one. Alas, I can't. Why? Because I was thrown into a place that was a waste. A place where I would not be able to do anything for. Though we did get a narrow victory, it wasn't a victory, we lost. But we still got 2 out of 3. We knocked everybody on the enemy team off as well. And Here's the other funny thing. What I should probably also do quickly is hide this. But there's another nice thing that's partially responsible for why I was still able to adapt mid-battle. Unlike some people who think filling up your inventory with your items is a waste. I'm contradictory in most of things what I do or things people say you shouldn't. I carry gear swap on me constantly, including several varieties of weapons, some of which aren't even fully leveled yet, that I've collected at a cheap price on the market. My gear also, I got this for roughly 100. This as well. No, that was actually only 50. I'm a person who loves bargains, and I monopolize on them. If I see a deal, I monopolize on it. It's quite simple. Why would I give in to somebody who's doing that to others? For example, I hate how the price hiking of music sheets is so darn high. To the point I've repeatedly offered just to give them away. And when I say give them away, I mean all of my nonsensical, stupid amount of music sheets. I collect them more and more and more. They're all over here. And there's more now. This is also where I keep all my rare materials, ironically enough. That includes this, that also includes this, and this. Jade collar. What do you know? And there's his weapon scraps. And well, this is a rune. I still can't apply it yet because, well, I haven't done that yet. I'm down in case you're mad. They will suffer, suffer, suffer more. And I will be right back. But I do stream every day, by the way. I'm on every day as well. And I gladly help others who just join the game because it's, well, it's the best thing to do. Do you know what isn't the best thing to do? Con. So, we're not even done with showing the build of suffering that my mind has concocted. And if we were to continue to do so, the problem with you trying to defend against such a build is I'm gonna risk it for each one of you. will do the same amount of damage output, regardless of your build against it. But I can switch on the fly, and it won't be good for them. It won't last long either. And there's a good reason for it. For me, of course, not necessarily for them. Sure, they're gonna hate it. Which, I mean, I guess I did make a musket build out of pure revenge just from the get-go from people saying it wasn't a good idea. And that you couldn't actually have skill and use a musket, and you couldn't actually practice it. And it was only bug users and glitch users. Oh boy, are they wrong. You can definitely use a musket to kill somebody and use pure skill. And that's all you need. And if they think otherwise, that's their fault for not learning how to use one. Because it's got more uses other than just combat. You can use it as a scope to zoom in and check enemies. Then use a different weapon to lay down area of effects DPS. Then, because you used your thing first when you weren't in combat, you can then proceed to use another weapon to lay down damage over time area effect attacks. Then wait for it to be out of combat, switch back to a musket and a bow, which could have damage over time combat effects. Which I've also gotten very good at accurately throwing and hitting a target, as well as with a hatchet, among other things. It's very fun when you can cause suffering. Oh, so very much indeed, whether it's against NPCs or otherwise. And there's a reason for it. While this is all going to purely into the decks, sure, it's not the only way I could. For example, here, I'm still missing the Mortal Empowerment. And I forgot where it was. I mean, considering those are all named. And yes, this is a very helpful site. There's many reasons as to why. Primary one being, though, doesn't stop you from crafting what it is you were seeking ahead of time. For example, we can go and put that there, followed by this here. And then if we look at this, Moral Empowerment, here's the nice thing. Well, these ones apply to attacks, and crippling applies to an attack. The nice thing is, why would I not pick thrust? If all of my weapons are using that, but every other one will use a different type of thrust damage with an element, then if you think about that, what does that spell? More elemental output by process of division of the main attribute type. And that's called pain, and I like it. And that's called numbers, and I like it more. Because numbers cause pain for those who didn't try and think about it. Because here's the thing, there's still those two perks, both of which wouldn't be hard to craft onto the ring. Still leaves any of these available. Whether that's enfeebling, poisoning, bloodletting, which none of these are even needed. And this which increases mana, this which increases stamina, and that which increases healing. You got leeching as well, though. Why not? Not necessarily needed. I mean, I could have refreshing, that would be better. But it can go to anything. For example, burning would be great for the burning powder shot. It increases the duration. As a matter of fact, if I'm going here, I need to go another step further. And have more than one. Because here's the thing. If you can have more than one, which there's nothing stopping you, then why not do this? If you really think about it, I could have one that has leeching. I could also have one that does one for each of these debuffs types. Burning, bloodletting, poisoning, enfeebling, and infected. For example, these three right here are good for a hatchet. That's its 3 debuff types. But then if we were to go further, what about this? You can't replace the gem. That's fine. Got this one. And if you look at the decks, well, there's only 4 here that actually end up having it. And well, yes, those are the ones that are a given drop. You can also craft ones with these. Well, the odds of getting all of them are slim and would require resource farming or plenty. It isn't gonna be good for the people who said you couldn't. Because the more you look at it, since each one of these has a specific gem type, the only thing it's limiting you from is which one you pick. In which case, what's the people who are gonna either be going after me with, if they can reach me, of course, the most effective way with my low amount of health would be melee. You wouldn't really want to try to get me at ranged. You will succeed after a bit. But if you go to melee and you can get in range before I can get you, you would be able to very easily kill me. With any quick attack, DPS or not, I'll die. But I'll be back. But by the time you'd get back to where you came from, and you had to get to me, I'd then get to you, and it wouldn't really be good for you. Because here's the thing, well, I could switch and make preparation of what weapon type I need based on looking at your gear and what attacks you're taking from other people around you. I will then analyze, select my loadout. Because I haven't gotten hit yet, I'm technically not in combat, so I can switch whichever gear I need out to the one that matches you in particular to deal the most damage. Off you, move location, rinse and repeat. Switch gear to match target, off them, rinse and repeat. Have you ever heard of the phantom killings? Where you don't know where the person's getting killed from, and then another person on the other side gets killed, and another person completely out of line of sight from where that person was gets killed. Yeah, they're gonna notice that soon. And you know, I've got plenty of places to practice. If anything, I welcome them to come after me. They can try to. Maybe they can't climb as good as I can. And if that's the case, well, it's their loss. When I say climb, of course, I do mean climb, and there's a reason for it. And that's quite simply this. Not sure if that will show up in the chat, but if you can see it, if you're intrigued to do so, of course, then you'll find out where I took those on the map in game is above the Griffin / Lion Den. Right here. I was on top of the mountain. That's where I was. And that's where I can go higher. I've climbed higher than that even. And when I've said gear, I've been preparing it for a while. All my gear that I am planning to use till the end is already at the point where its gear score allows it to be fine. Perfectly fine at a high gear score. Look at this one. Just at $5.99. And you've got more that are already at their point. I've also been collecting other things, and also those free tier 5 gemstones I gave away were ones I also didn't need. Like, I don't even need this one even. Opal, that's a luck. I will keep that one, obviously. The Malachite, I don't need that one. The Topaz. That one's just this. It's arboreal nature. There's people who are weak to it. More often than not, you'll see kits decked out for healing, weak to nature, despite the fact that's the type of damage a life staff uses. There's a reason for that. It increases the amount they can get healed without resisting it. Whereas resisting nature damage inadvertently resists the healing. What the heck? Oh, so funny. See here then. There's a sapphire gypsum. Good old level 60 expeditions. Go and drop those in. For this. Weigh so little, we'll keep that right in our inventory. As for the rest, then. I also find it funny how these, ironically enough, don't count towards the scraps that could be used because they're just too low of a rank. But oh well. Knowing the wind's word, I always just dump these in. Is there any loss in doing so? There isn't. I mean, I'll sell stuff directly on the sell list, even if it's lower. I honestly don't care. If I don't need it, it goes. Like all these health potions, but I'm in mana. Or focus. Don't need that. Way too much resources. Half of which I probably don't even know exactly what's there. Mainly because the last time I checked is not even really known. There's the vial of suspended Azoth I put there. And there's all our beds. Random fishing. And then in Neverfall. Got that one there. And random fire stuff I've got there. Well, this one's here. It's overall higher. The perks there are not worth it at all. This, while it is worth it, it also isn't. But for a rapier that I need a level, it is worth using. For this, it is indeed better than the current one. I don't have any other replacement for. The blunderbuss, which is there, takes up 100 of the weight. This takes up the rest. These, which can go up to here. And when I do say I've explored, without realizing how much, there's many ways to describe it. Primarily though, that, and then this. always keep this ahead of time in here. For example, I'd hate to be the poor sap who left that there. They might not want me to find them. For various reasons. Be whatever it is. That one's also a level 600 light. And as was this, but that's the heavy. Life-stealing and critical damage only to Bane. Now that though. It's very nice. Am I splurging? Sure. Or am I gathering plenty of backup to use? Many ways you could take it. Just as many as I can take to causing chaos and pain. For example, that's very funny. It's not needing a guaranteed headshot. Plus the chain ice. It's only asking for me to use it. And yes, nonsensical buying, sure, why not? But is it really? Have you ever heard of the good old saying, there's a method to madness that only somebody who's mad can understand? No, I'm not talking about mad and angry. I'm talking about mad is meant to be insane, deranged, crazy. There's many ways to describe it. For example, this is a fire staff. Go to apparel and then go to light armor. And then if I click on is scrolling through, I don't want to look at any of that. What about hands? Oh, look at that. Don't need you. No need at all for any of these. Venturing claw shot indestructible. Exactly. There isn't anything for me. And I still have that cold grade. Slight, ever so often cold. Have rings, but what do you have? You've got the crippling and slow. You got no stamina. Oh, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. Sadly, that is a heavy armor. Leaving amulets of no consequence. Not leaving rings of fun. Needed. And now I can just thankfully afford. First, if I check the green one. Then if I check the timber. Oh boy, do I like money I see. It's money in the trees and money in my pocket. Good old money in my pocket. Oh boy. That's funny. Somebody noticed that too, specifically. Oh wow. Bingo. Here's one of the larger ones. Up. These, no, sneaky. Very sneaky. Grab. See here. And let's see here. Point oh eight. Am I crazy? More likely to not, yes. Do I care? Sadly, I'm gonna have to say no to that question. Mainly because there's plenty of ways one can screw another place over. Plenty of ways, plenty indeed. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. 'Cause next I can level all of these. You see, this one is only asking for a critical damage shot. That's all it needs. And all the more to watch. And as for this, there's no way I can even hope to see. Enough space, enough room, enough of it waiting. There we go. And we can go down to here and sell any of the green wood I have. Place it for this as well. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna go and add a 0.5. And while that puts it down the drain, it allows me to walk away. The door of the storage, where did it be? Here. And that will be fine for me. Gonna just store everything I have, keep my storage empty. Run over here and wait till I find much will be empty. Make sure I find as much as I can carry, and I move good, we're fine. Check the map, there is on it here, Maze Market now. Move, roll, drop. Move and roll and drop. Move, roll and drop. Roll and move and drop. When one becomes full, you should go to another. And yoink this. And then we'll see very nicely. Easy profit is what I get. I'm selling this. Mhm. Mhm. Good enough, we go to here. We didn't sell all of this timber here. If we were to do the math 16, I bought them both at 808. So you double that, you didn't triple, then you double it again. You only get 32. And that's how you undercut, still make a profit. And it's something I love to do. Mm-hmm. 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 It's not necessarily that I don't have the money, that of which I can definitely have. Ah, yes, free wood. As for the last one that remains, it's here. Right there. I mean, if I'm gonna go to here, I may as well go to here as well. Hmm. Grab this. Bring this over, good. 1, 2, and the 3, 4. Might as well leave this here. Plenty of ways. Hunt the missing deer. Hmm. That one will go over with me. But this one, you know, one that's. So then between these two, the previous one I had was ultimately worse. But you get plenty of these, and I've got plenty more to see. And I've got one more thing in my pocket. One last thing for wedding for you to no longer. How much longer will you last through this night? Do you have any plans? You're willing to give up in a fight? There's plenty more, plenty of cons, plenty of different people you'll find, plenty of kinds of traders, and plenty of kinds of different handles. You could have just as many kinds, people who don't hold any good intention. Anything is when you've only got a little bit of time. Only have enough. Many things people look away and don't notice. Hmm. 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 This will be perfect. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna go down here. Make sure we back. And we're out. Hmm. Now let's see here. Where are all those insignias? Hmm. Plenty of randomly selected them. Indeed. Hmm. Hmm. Alright, and we're gonna get those. Reuse texture. Hmm. Yeah, it is fine. Okay, perfect. And further. Good. Corridor. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. I see here. Can't forget propaganda.
soon.